What's going on this morning, family? Black Phoenix checking in with you at the headquarters this morning. And I just wanted to talk to you about a small um, quote that I want to talk to you about being quick to show and slow to speak. You want to be quick to show your actions, quick to show your skill set. When you're dealing with these companies, you're dealing with different people when you're trying to show your independence and what you're trying to do. You would rather be quick to show your skills because 9 times out of 10 people have heard people say things all the time. I have a friend of mine who I met her and her husband came by and visited me, and I was friends with her husband, but I'm friends with her now because her and her husband got divorced. But he brought her over there with my family, and we was meeting, and I remember me sharing my revelation and what I was going to do with my life, with my business. And I had just got out, and he had just got out a little while later. So he wanted to connect with me and sit down and talk, and brush up some ideas. Well, lo and behold, everything that I said I was going to do, I did, and I'm doing even more. And he kind of fell to the wayside. Life is what it is. But I remember his wife. Like I say, we end up becoming good friends. Our kids, me and her daughter, about the same age, and so she ended up telling me later that you know when she met me, she was like, I heard you say this and that, and then later after meeting you and seeing what you was doing, it just blew me out the water that you did everything that you said you was going to do. She said that wasn't common to me. I heard people on both sides say this and this, but I never knew someone who started from zero. And I watched them come out of prison. They said, "I'm gonna do this," and he did that. And it was encouraging for her to share the story because I needed it at that moment. You never know when you're going through something, someone can come through and just shine a little light to give you that boost to keep on going. You know what I mean? And me being more about actions than just about speaking. I do speak my words into existence, but I'm gonna do everything I have to put my actions behind it. I'm not gonna wait on someone to help me. I'm not gonna beg someone. None of that. I'm just gonna do what needs to be done. And I had to learn to be that way because growing up, we tend to get our feelings hurt. We think that if we show the same love to someone, if we help them organically and from the heart, that they would do the same thing in return. And we hope that if I'm ever in a bind, that maybe my friend or my associate or the person that I help save probably come through and rescue me if I get in the bind. It don't happen like that all the time. Actually, 50% of the time it doesn't happen like that. It'll be a complete stranger, or you'll have to just go through it and endure and gain that wisdom and that strength from knowing that you can survive something. Because see, I think sometimes we go through different deals in life, different situations that we face with business, with dealing with family, with dealing with jobs, that we have to actually experience it to know how to deal with that situation and see what we are made of. You don't never really know necessarily what you are made of until you are put in a crisis, until you are put in a situation where your back is against the wall. And now all of that stuff you've been talking is going to get tested. Is this who you are, or are you someone else? And I think that when we're building our businesses, it's better to be quick to show your skills. You can say, yes, I can do this, that, but you're not necessarily just boasting. You just said, I'm assured of myself. I like to say that I'm confident. I'm a confident person. So a lot of times I have been around people that ask me about, can you do this or that, or been around other people who say, yeah, I'm a welder too. Yeah, I do this too. And then I say, yeah, but I do this here, and this. And they'll tend to look at me kind of like, who do you think he is? Hey man, I just been around just like the next man. I can't tell you how many good welders I have knew that gave me some tricks. I'm like, damn, I didn't know that. I got a few foremen I had worked with that gave me a few install tips that I would have never thought about. I'm like, damn, I would have never thought about that. He's like, yeah, 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 do this, makes it easy. take the thinking out of it. See, a lot of jobs we do, when you're dealing with new people or people you can't trust, you want to give them a task that'll pretty much take a lot of the unnecessary thinking out of it. It's pretty much self-explanatory, because some people either overthink a situation or underthink a situation. So I like to, if I give a person a task, to try to make it, as simple as I can. You know, everybody isn't a great troubleshooter, you know what I mean? But I think that learning business or being independent, we got to learn how to do everything, at least starting out. You're going to get someone to do your accounting, but you're going to do it first. Don't get someone to do your bookkeeping, but you're going to do it first. You know what I mean? So starting out, we have to be everything. You have to be everything. The secretary, the worker, the owner, the gopher, you got to do it all, man. And I think that we have to allow our skills to speak for us, like be confident in it and be like, hey, yeah, I can do this. I didn't talk to people that I had to tell them, hey, don't take me wrong, but I'm not arrogant. You know what I mean? I'm just confident in knowing that I can do this. This is not a big deal for me. And I didn't even had some owners and different people say, man, I didn't deal with people and it was a little hard for them. So I just wanted to make sure you understood. I'm like, yes, unless it's something else you're trying to throw in here. Other than that, it's not like everybody process things differently. But once I see something, I'm going to analyze it and figure out, I'm going to look at it to figure out how can I do it. I'm going to think on it. Once I figure it out, then I'm going to jump into it. But I don't just jump into it without sitting back thinking, okay, how can this get done? What's the best way to do this? And then do it. I remember I had a job in, I want to say I was in North Carolina. We was in Greensboro. I was at a shopping center, like a strip mall type thing. And we was putting in a Victoria's Secret or a body bath or a Bath and Body Works, one of the two, doing the storefront. And we had a piece to put in, and the guy didn't bring. He had us some mobile hand lifts to pick up this metal, but we needed something to pick it up because it was higher than what we could, and it was higher than what this lift thing could get it. And we was trying to figure it out. And if not, we had to wait a long time to wait on this other person to come in. I'm like, damn. So when they left to go get something, I kept looking at it. And by the time they come back, I said, hey, let's do it this way. And we got it up there, man. And I remember my wife was with me because she was my fire watch and my safety person. She was like, man, I didn't know how y'all was going to get that in there. She even told me, she was like, Joe, you impressed the shit out of me with that one. You know what I mean? But sometimes it takes the time just to sit back and look at the situation, like decide to just dive. And some people, I know a lot of people that got good intentions or just dive into things and they'll do more messing up than they do fixing. Sometimes I think you should just step back and look at the situation and then dive into it, then jump into it and say, okay, this is what I'm doing or that, what I'm doing or vice versa, you know what I mean? But I think that it's very important that we look at it like that. You be able to look at the situation more than from one angle. But to just be conscious of knowing that you should be, slow to speak, quick to hear, quick to show, So show your actions, And this is just an old proverb, biblical scripture that talks about listening, having patience, standing your ground, So we should be slow to speak but quick to listen. Like, listen to what is going on, view the situation, and then dive into it before you do it and you jump into it and it's premature, So I just wanted to give you a word this morning, man, just to say, be quick to show your actions. I'm building a welding skid here. We'll finish welding it out. Just finish welding the pieces out on this morning. And then I got some skids to assemble. I mean, some staircases to assemble. I actually got two of them. And I was sitting here thinking, man, about just putting stuff together and getting things lined out. And it's very important to just show. You know, some people it's oh yeah, yeah, he can do this, he can do this. But there's nothing like showing them. You know, show them what you can do, man. You know, I had a service call over the weekend for on the Fourth of July. A gentleman wanted to ride he was bought his daughter a brand new four wheeler. I don't know where he got it from, but he said he ordered it because it came in on the crate. And he said, man, evidently one of the rims was broken. Like, you know, it wasn't the well wasn't sealed, and they got the plan, and it came off or whatever. They panicked, just got it for their daughter. They wanted to have some fun, so they looked around trying to buy another one, but he couldn't track that rim nowhere. Nobody had it. The only option he had was to get it fixed, and nobody wanted to do it, especially on the fourth. So I didn't bust his head and overcharge him. I didn't even charge him my 2 hour minimum because normally I charge 2 hour minimum, but on this situation, I only charged him for an hour to fix it. And because I told him if you come to me, meaning I didn't have to go to him, I didn't have to exhaust the gas money and on my time. He pretty much came to me, and I just did it on my time, you know. So it worked out, but I helped him in a bind. But it was my actions, you know. I let my actions speak, and now that my actions spoke to him, I guarantee you, he gonna tell somebody. Somebody else gonna tell somebody, gonna be like, "Hey, I was in a bind. It was on a weekend, a day should nobody did nothing, a holiday. This dude did it anyway. You know what I mean? So I think when you make your actions speak, they'll talk louder than you. And when people see you making moves, it'll talk louder than you. Like your actions, your skill set, you know. So just keep that in mind, man, when you're building your brand, when you're getting your business off the ground, to just make your actions speak. Don't get caught up with just talking all the time. You know, it sounds good. Don't get me wrong. Everybody likes a good motivational speech, a good motivational message, but have a message that got some potency behind it. Because I always know that one thing. I was talking to my aunt the other day, and in the Bible it says that God's word doesn't come back to him void. And I was telling her how, you know, I feel like if it's the truth, if the words are truthful that's coming out of someone's mouth, if it's meant to plant a seed, that seed is gonna get planted. You know what I mean? Like that person is gonna get what they need, regardless of the situation that they was in. So you know, I think that you should just do you and be you and speak your truth, and whoever it's meant for, they will get that word, they will get that message, they will get that encouragement they need. But it's not, you know, up to you. See, sometimes we try to do too many things. We want to be the gardener. We want to till the ground. We want to put the seed in water, and that's cool because certain things you have to do all that. But certain stuff you do in life, you just plant the seed. You might be a seed planter, and that's another thing I think that we need to just realize who we are. And the more you come to peace and grasp with who you are, it helps you with business. It helps you with life. It helps you deal with circumstances, just with everyday life, you know. And once you know who you are, it's easier for you to face and fight off different things. But when you when you think you are just so to speak, we're gonna say sports. If you think you are let's say a wide receiver, but really you too short and you fast, you're a tailback. But you trying to play that role though. You look too short. You might can catch the ball, but it's people that's taller that can actually grab it. That don't have to jump. They can get it. You know what I mean? They already 3 4 foot taller than you off the top. You see what I'm saying? So I think we should specialize, learn how to specialize to critique our lane. And even the person that's in that lane is going to respect you because he's like, hey, I can't do that. Boy, I wish I could do that. In the same time, you're looking at him like, dang, I wish I could do that. You see what I'm saying? But it's better to just do what we do, critique what we do, you know? So if the word is true and what you're doing is truth, it's not going to return to you void, meaning it's not going to go without bringing forth some type of fruit. It's going to do what it's supposed to do, you know? Even for instance, I haven't been dropping any like stupid professional videos, professional lighting and all this, which I'm planning on doing that soon, to amp my game up as I go. But I just started organically just giving the word out. My phone wasn't as great, so it was kind of fuzzy, but the word got across. The word didn't go void because I went from a couple followers, couple subscribers to now I'm knocking on 2,000. And it wasn't because of something that I started throwing money behind. Yeah, I'm gonna get these people to follow. Nah, it's the word, just me being me, knowing who I am. I just threw it out there. And now that I'm seeing how things are going, it's showing me that it's evident that the word doesn't return to you void if it's the truth. You see what I'm saying? If what you got is the truth, it's going to take time. It's a process and everything. We want we want things to be done like microwave, but it doesn't work like that. Even in the birth process, you want the child, but after you do what you do, it takes 9 months. It's a process. And in that process, you go up and down, you get big, small, you probably had to go to the doctor, you probably, stuff happens because it's a process. We want to get there without the process. And I just feel like if you try to get there without the process and without knowing how the process works, once you get to what you get to, you're going to like um, fumble because you wasn't fully prepared. See, the process prepares us for the achievement for what we're about to get. And if we don't go through the process, then we don't know how to act once we get certain things. And I know you can see people, they tend to get certain stuff, they get beside themselves. They say a lot of things that they shouldn't have said, and then they got to go back and eat a lot of it up, or people start messing with them, or they be like, hey man, you remember when you did this, you got this, you thought you was better than us, but I just think, man, it's wise to know who you are and embrace the process, you know, and allow your actions to speak louder than your words. I say that all the time because I'm knowing that that's the only thing that ever brought me any peace, that only gave me any assurance that I know that if I do this, it's going to be okay. I probably can't see it right now, you know. It's just like stepping on water, you know. Peter couldn't Peter couldn't see the danger, but he seen the gold. He seen Christ on the waters. You see what I'm saying? So he was like, hey, if he told me I can come out here, I can come out here. He said, come to me. He came. But you know what happened to him? He started to sink. And the only reason he started to sink was he took his eyes off the gold, off the prize. He started worrying about the winds and the waters and checking out the boat going side to side. He's like, man, I'm not supposed to be doing this. But see, that's what we do. When we're going through the process, we put our eyes on circumstances. Circumstances are going to change. Circumstances can be delusional. You know what I mean? They say the eye can be deceived fast. So don't allow what you see to discourage your heart, what's inside of you. Don't allow what you see to unease your spirit. Yes, we got the pandemic going around. Yes, people dying. Yes, people always dying. We always gonna have issues. We always gonna have something. But don't panic to the point where you jeopardize your living, your lifestyle, who you are. So that way you can feel some type of temporary void. Because that's what it is. A temporary void. When you feel it, you're like, man, it wasn't even worth it. Because this was part of the process. You should have just stood your ground a little bit longer. So I just wanted to come to you, man, and just talk to you about that this morning, family, because it was something that was on my mind. And I feel like that whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you're doing and trying to do, allow your actions to speak. Believe in yourself. Guard your heart, because that's where the issues of life flows from. Here, your heart. You know, not physically your heart, but you know what I mean. Your heart, your mind. Your issues arise from there. So guard your heart, guard your mind. No problem, brother. No problem. Thank you. Thank you for checking in with me. Good morning. Be blessed. Um, guard, guard your mind, man, and just like allow your actions to speak louder than words. Like, yeah, you want to tell everybody, man, I done made it. I'm out the slums now. I'm out this situation now. But it'd be better to just show them. You know what I mean? Like, and they see it, and they know you. They're like, damn, is this so and so? You ain't got the boast, because believe me, when you're a survivor and you survive something that others felt like they couldn't survive, they will boast for you. They will say, hey, you seen Joe over here? I just watched him go through the fire. He walked through the fucking fire. He survived it. He gonna tell somebody else. What? Did you see what so-and-so just did? You know what I mean? That's the game though. You don't have to say anything as long as you put forth the effort. You put forth the actions. Others gonna tell that they seen Superman. Oh, I seen Superman. Oh, he was over here. He saved so and so. So if you're gonna do what you do, just do it, man. Don't worry about what someone else say. Don't worry about what you don't know at the time, but you can find it out. That's one thing I love about knowledge and information and the internet that we have now. Everybody claims that they don't know what to do. They don't know where to go. They don't know this, but they got this phone in their hand, man. This phone, so valuable. That phone you got in your hand is it's more than Ronald Reagan had with the free world when he was in that phone. That technology there is more advanced than what they had then. Think about that. So yeah, we in a situation. Your things might be tight, but a lot of it deals with your personal issues, yourself. And in order to be a good business, you got to be a good person. To me, that's my personal opinion. So you can never work on something one-sided. You got to work on your business just like you got to work on yourself. To me, it goes hand in hand. And as you grow individually, as you grow, your business will do better. You know, you just got to apply. See, one thing I learned that you apply everything that you learn throughout life to your business. And then there's other principles that you're gonna learn in business that you can't use that we normally use in life. So I learned that business is a little crueler than the streets. You know, people from the streets, you know, we have codes, we have conducts. And when you're dealing with business, you have contracts, you have agreements. And if you signed it or if you didn't, or it could be a situation. So you have to just learn how to protect yourself and knowing that just because you thought this person was your friend, ain't no friend, it's business. They're gonna let you know that you got burnt that time, but now you're gonna get burnt again because you know the business. And I just think that's valuable. I think it's important that we learn it and that we learn it to the point that we listening to someone that's actually doing what you're doing. And let me say this for the record. You can't hate, despise, envy someone who's doing what you are wanting to do. If this person is rich and you poor, don't you try, ain't you trying to get rich too? You can't get mad at him. You don't know how he got it or she got it or whatever. That's not the purpose. The purpose is just to see it and use it as a goal or two. Like, hey, he's where I want to be. Okay, if you can ask the person, what did you do? And you probably can't do exactly what he did, but you can use that as a guide. It's okay, he did this. Well, let me see what I can do to get to that same level. That's what I think. You know, I'm not where I want to be, but I promise you, I'm not where I used to be, and not where, not where I was. You know, so I'm constantly growing. Like I'm learning money, finances, what not to do with money. Oh, I messed off thousands playing. You know, I blew thousands just on looks. You know, wanted to look a certain way, dress a certain way. You know, none of that stuff brought me any money. Got me any peace. You know what I mean? Got me some attention. Some of it was unneeded attention. You know how that go. You know, but I just wanted to say, man, that we have to let our actions speak louder than words. We have to be quick to show our skills, you know, to show what we can do and allow someone else to tell, you know, because as long as it's the truth and you're good at what you do, someone else is going to boast for you. You don't have to boast or brag or toot your own horn. You don't have to do none of that because that's life. life will, if you put forth something good, someone else gonna tell somebody that, hey, you went down there to that fruit tree down on the corner of so and so, man, they got some good fruit over there. You need to go check that out. For real. A lot of the time they just doing their thing. But it's the product. Is it good? Is it good enough for somebody to brag on? Is your skills good enough for somebody to brag on and tell a friend? You know what I mean? That's the thing. Get your skills right. Get your confidence up. You know, and don't be. I like to say this because we tend to do it when we getting started doing our contracts and dealing with contractors and different clients, customers. We will jump in it too deep, like try to do everything. We'll try to jump on everything and realize that you threw too much on your plate. Then you got to rob Peter to pay Paul, and now you're chasing your tail. And you know how a cat looks when it's chasing his tail. All you doing is getting tired. You know what I mean? You ain't gonna never catch it. And it's funny that it takes you going through that to actually to see it. And that's why I see it, because I've been there. You know, everything that I say or I give is something that I went through personally or I witnessed personally. And I was like, hey, I'm learning from that, because that's the game, man. I mean, we're not going to live long enough to learn from all of our mistakes. So it's better to learn from the mistakes of others. You know, I had a wise man tell me that. So I keep that in mind now. I like to watch others. I like to observe, see what they do, see what they went through, how did they handle that situation, you know? And I look at the evidence. One thing is evidence. People can say a lot of things. They can puff up this or that. But the proof is in the pudding. You know, the proof is in survival. I watched one of my artists that I looked up to since I entered the rap game, and since I'm a big fan of hip hop. I watched one of the artists I look up to, which is E40. I really like E40. I've been listening to him since I heard him. You know what I mean? And I watched him release a photo picture of an album cover or a single cover or something from '89, and I'm like, wow. He been doing this stuff, and he was like longevity, consistency. And yeah, he done had ups and downs, ins and outs through that time. But he's still relevant. He's still potent. We still know who he is. He's still getting money out that same lane. Now, he did wine store. He got all type of business ventures. But it all started from one passion. Just like, you know, your welding abilities, your fabrication abilities, you're going to start from one, and you probably end up doing several, 10 different things. But the proof is in over time. Just like those who have supported me and have reached out and helped the movement, majority of all of them say one thing in common. Phoenix, we've been watching you over time. And over time, you have been surviving the test of time. Like, your message never switched. It's the same. You just advanced and going through different things, but the message stayed the same. Like, you didn't get puffed up. Oh, I got a big head. I'm a boast. That's what you need to do. Nah, man, I'm not on all that. You know, they said when you were a child, you do things as a child. You speak as a child. You behave as one. But once you become a man, you put away childish things. And that's anyone. Once you wake up and you really become you, then you don't have time for that. But there is a time for being childish, because we all have to learn. You know, like I said before, I didn't threw money in rims, cars, old schools, women, clothes, jewelry. Like, I didn't wasted a lot of money that I could have invested in and have some stocks, some funds, some passive income flow coming in. But I wanted to just look good at the moment. You know, I had people that I've reached out trying to network organically with, that they'll rather worry about their image than actually making an investment. And as things go, and I know they're going to constantly prosper for me, they're going to see that, man, I should have made this move with him. And I got one partner, two up for sure, that I already went this, that I came to in the beginning stages. I was on some BS, you know what I mean? And he ended up getting locked up, going to prison, and getting out, back on the same thing. And I'm on this level. And all I can think about is, I wanted to break that chain. I wanted to do something different. Everybody don't want to do what you want to do, even though you love them. And that's the funny part about it, because once you know the truth and you get some good knowledge, the first thing you want to do is share it with someone you love. That's natural. Like, hey, let me tell you what I got. Let me show you what we can do. Everybody ain't gonna embrace that. Everybody's gonna be like, whatever. So, even though you got that good information, sometimes you're just gonna have to hold it to yourself. You gotta just get happy to yourself. Draw it down and just think about it. You might have one or two people you can share it with, like, hey, check this out. This is what I'm about to do. And that you can get motivated with. But on the majority scale, you're gonna have to just keep it to yourself. But it's okay though, because over time you'll be able to reveal it more. But getting started, people can see you building something, but they're not going to come to it until they actually see the construction. When you just out there shoveling, throwing it around and moving, it's like, oh, what's going on over here? Oh, I'm gonna do so and so. All right. I remember when the guy, he gave me a tank out of Phoenix. He gave it to me to think I was gonna use it as some metal or some scrap metal. I said, hey man, I'm gonna build a grill out of this. When a friend of mine asked me to build him a grill, I'm gonna build him a grill out of this. I never did one. I'm gonna do one dope. And this was a 3/16 quarter-inch tank. So this was gonna last a grill that can last 3-5 generations. Like, this thing gonna smoke. It's gonna cook. And I made it. And I remember when he first came over there, I told him what I was gonna do. I said, hey, I'm gonna make a grill. Dude looked at me like I was retarded, like literally, like, a grill. You gonna make a grill? Okay. Like, cause see, when you tell people what you gonna do, they don't believe it. Especially when they never seen someone like you, or they think someone else have to do that. Like, nah, surely you can't do that, but I know they could do it. That's just what it is. So he came back. Maybe it was probably, no lie, a couple days later. I had the top cut out. I had some sides on it, like you could actually see what I was doing. They blew him out the water. He couldn't take his eyes off of it, because he didn't think I could do it. He was so impressed with the fact that I would actually start to speak. I spoke what I was doing, but I showed him with my actions. And I made the grill, and everything turned out straight. And he was just like, man, bro, ain't nothing you can do. And I ended up getting side jobs from him, through a company he was working with. If they had something break down or whatever, he'll call me to say, hey, call Joe. He can do it for sure. Thumbs down. And that's pretty much what happened, But I built up a good relationship just by showing actions, man. We like to say showing up, showing out. But I just wanted to come to you, man, this morning. Not gonna take up too much of your time. Just wanted to talk to you a little bit about that, because I think we needed to just go into a dialogue about that, about being quick to show your actions and slow to speak. There's nothing wrong with wanting people to pat you on the back, but sometimes I think a lot of us want people to pat us on the back before we actually put in the hard work, what it takes to actually get the standing ovation. Because most people that got the standing ovation, they didn't do it for the standing ovation. They did it because they had a mission and a goal they was trying to achieve. Hold on.